forgotten.
Is Xavius actually dead? In the novel Stormrage, a nightmare grips the world, and Malfurion goes to figure out what it is and hunt it down to purge it from the dream. Malfurion travels the dream and explores its many layers, deeper and deeper, until cornering it in the Rift of Aln. He confronts the Nightmare Lord and slays it, and while he is successful, the corruption is hesitant or resistant to be purged. Unable to finish his task and more pressing matters at home erupting in the form of the Cataclysm, Malfurion seals the Rift of Aln and leaves. Of course, we know the Nightmare Lord was in fact Xavius, a longtime enemy of the Stormrage brothers and former court wizard of Vegera. Xavius has died many deaths since the War of the Ancients, both figuratively and literally. He has been a demon minion to Sargeras, as well as Nightmare Lord minion of the Old Gods. When demons die, their souls are said to travel to the Twisting Nether, and when minions of the Old Gods die, they travel to Nyalotha for their afterlife. They become a part of Enzoth's dream. And when we kill Xavius in the corrupted Rift of Aln, we find that his corpse has reverted to a humanoid form, which is a bit unusual because he should be a satyr beneath his nightmare visage. Instead, he's in the form of his original highborn self, collapsed on the floor. The WoW tabletop game actually predicts the events of the Legion raid and clears up any misconception about his role as the Nightmare Lord in the novel. While the tabletop RPG isn't canon, it is accurate to canon lore with regards to Xavius, and it says something very interesting. Quote, "It is unlikely for an Eternal to be completely destroyed. They may regenerate or continue on in an incorporeal form." End quote. While theories think that Xavius' soul may be bound to the rift and therefore killing him there brought about his true end, I think it is possible he is still not actually dead. Malfurion says that the growth of Enzoth upon a Lunahir intends to use the roots of the first world tree to tunnel down into the core of the world with its roots and make the nightmare a reality.
What horror is this? A tumor of nightmare infecting a world tree, here in the reflection of the Titan's own playground. If this seed takes hold, the roots of its infestation will wind their way into the heart of Azeroth. The nightmare would devour our world, claiming everything, everyone. This must not come to pass!
The roots of the Rift of Aln are those of the world trees within Xavius' boss room, and once both Il'gynoth and Xavius have been defeated, there remains a remnant of the nightmare within. So what was Xavius and/or Enzoth's plan with this flower? I'm sure we will soon find out, and I have many theories regarding this flower. But what if the flower is the tether to the dream left behind by Xavius? Malfurion killed Xavius once within the rift in the novel, and yet he lived on to reappear in Legion. Through what means is unknown, but it could very well be this flower. The whereabouts of Xavius' humanoid corpse is also unknown at this point in time. Xal'atath tells us that this flower is all that remains of the nightmare, and one day it will bloom. So if Xal'atath tells the truth that this is the last remnant of the nightmare, and if the novel Stormrage tells the truth that Xavius died, but that some corruption held on stubbornly to the Rift of Aln, then perhaps this remnant is the method by which the corruption remained originally, and also the means by which Xavius was able to resurrect. The novel says that the corruption was controlled by something beneath the waves of Azeroth, and we know obviously that it was Enzoth, and Enzoth is now dead. I might also make a completely different theory that maybe this flower, through the Rift of Aln, is an intended method of rebirth for the old god himself. We know now that the goddess dreams up something and then enters into the world from the Rift of Aln, from the dream, and then presumably from the rootways to our world. Perhaps Enzoth or Xavius intended to be reborn in this method. It seems to have been their original plan, for Il'gynoth to corrupt and take control of the roots of Alunahir, and therefore the Rift of Aln, and for Xavius to merge from the rift with his nightmare forces to take over the world. What the fuck is he doing? Yo. Yo. What the fuck was that? Yeah. What the fuck was that?
It is done.
What?
Cenarius is beaten. Place.
And then he came over here and slash cried and and then followed that up with an epic speech. What the fuck was that? It's like the boom can flap.